Yep, that's me. And yeah, I know. You must be wondering, what is inside this bag? Well, a year ago I made a community post about a new light novel called Blade and Bastard. It was a dark fantasy written by the author of Goblin Slayer and illustrated by Sobin, the illustrator of Overlord, and that post made people froth at the mouth. It also made them sad, because it's only a light novel. But now...
Oh my god! Okay, it's happening!
1 year later...
Everybody stay calm! Everybody stay calm!
It's finally here.
Everybody calm down!
And it's awesome! It reminds me of the Goblin Slayer Brand New Day manga, which is my favorite spin-off. If you don't know what that is, it's a Goblin Slayer spin-off that focuses more on the lives and adventures of the other characters outside of just Goblin slaying. My favorite chapter is the one where Goblin Slayer teamed up with Spear Bro and Great Sword Guy to take on a giant magic tower. And instead of going through each floor normally, they climbed it from the outside and just flanked the boss. It was awesome and very in character for Goblin Slayer. That guy just doesn't give a fuck. This manga has that same vibe. Before I tell the story, can we just take a moment to appreciate the title? A modern fantasy manga with a good title. Now that is something you don't see every day. Feel free to take a picture. In a distant past, there was a dungeon, forgotten and lost to the annals of time. Yet it resurfaced, an ancient and enigmatic existence. A realm filled with monsters, traps, and treasures. Like moths to a flame, people were drawn to the dungeon. Those people were dubbed adventurers. Spurred by dreams of wealth, fame, and glory, they dive, they fight, they loot, and they die. But in the dungeon, death is not the end. Or even if only one person survives from a party, he can drag his companions' bodies back to the surface for a chance at resurrection. Should the resurrection succeed, they will rise again and continue their adventure. But should it fail, their adventure will end, with them turning to dust. Yet still, people choose to traverse the dark. Threats and dangers may await them, but so what? There is adventure to be had and riches to be claimed. Isn't that the true spirit of adventurers? The story begins when a group of adventurers finally reach the door that leads to a new undiscovered level. They are the first ones to ever reach that point, but when they opened the door, they found something more shocking than any monster or trap. It was a human corpse. No one was supposed to have ever reached this level before, so what could this possibly mean? Anyway, meet our protagonist, Iaromas. They haul him back to town to be revived, where he wakes up with no memories. Now he goes into the dungeon in search for any clues about his past. Though he's an adventurer, his main source of income is corpses. He retrieves dead adventurers and brings them back to the temple to be revived. But he doesn't do it out of the goodness of his heart. It's all business. One day he was following the tracks of a group of adventurers, when he found them completely annihilated. Well, all of them were dead, except for one, a chained kid, a slave desperately trying to fend off the orcs. So Iaromas helps the kid, who surprisingly makes short work of the monsters.
Holy shit, she just killed Michael Gorlash! I'm so fucked! No, I can't freeze now. Think, Gem. Remember who you are. A proud orc warrior. A monster. Rise, Gerald. Rise and let the earth tremble at your fury. Let your roar be the herald of retribution. For today, the battle is not for survival. It is for honor. Rise, Gerald. Will you run like a pig or fight like a warrior?
That was the last time we have ever seen Gerald. Some say he's still running to this day.
Then Iaromas takes the corpses and heads back, followed by the kid whose name is Garbage. Yeah, you heard me. Garbage. There is a reason behind this name. And that's another thing that I like about this manga. A lot of the names have a meaning behind them. I like this type of unique naming. Much like how in Goblin Slayer, we don't know anyone's name. Everyone is called by either their job, class, or their race. Anyway, Iaromas takes care of his business, but Garbage is still following him, like a stray dog who took a liking to him. Quite literally, because Garbage doesn't talk, they just bark and growl, and generally behave like a dog. But Iarmas doesn't mind. So things happen, and Iarmas takes Garbage under his wing, and the two become a party. If you like Goblin Slayer and Goblin Slayer's world, then you'll love this one. It has great characters, lively world, cool adventures where unexpected shit happens. It shares a lot of similarities, like the clear D&D inspirations. It even has character alignments. Granted, they serve no purpose, but I still find it cool. So far, the main focus of the story is adventure, with a whole lot of fighting and a whole lot of character development. And of course, we can't forget treasures. Speaking of characters, Iarmas is very cool. He's always calm, which really shows his experience at adventuring. It's a good contrast to his novice party members. Notice that his name, Iarmas, is just Samurai backwards, and Mr. Backwards Samurai here is an adventure junkie. Besides his corpse collecting and searching for clues about himself, he simply just loves adventuring. With that in mind, there are still a lot of questions surrounding him. His very existence is a mystery. Considering the state he was at when the All-Stars party found him, it could have been months since he died, if the body wasn't mummified, which makes this mystery even more mind-boggling when you realize that no one in town knows who he is. And we know he went to this town before, because of his vague familiarity with some of the places. Plus, it's the only town near the dungeon. Next is Garbage.
I love Garbage. I've had her for 8 chapters, and if anything would happen to her, I would kill everyone in this dimension and myself. Look at her. She's so precious.
Oh, and yeah, Garbage is a girl. She's cute as a puppy, because she actually acts like one. She doesn't know how to talk, so she just barks, though she does seem to understand speech. She may be a pupper, but give her a sword and she turns into a bloodhound. And much like Iarmas, there is a lot more to Garbage than meets the eye. There's also the elf nun, Ainiki. She is in charge of holding the resurrection ceremonies. For someone who deals with death and corpses on a daily basis, she's very cheerful. Oh, and please don't fuck with the elf nun. She's no pushover. There is one more character that I want to talk about, but I think it counts as a spoiler, so I'm not gonna. All you need to know is that even though he's a flat earther, I still like him. You can guess who I'm talking about. Before we end things, a word from our sponsor. And that is all. Take care of yourself, and goodbye.
Darkness will claim. Oh yeah. I hope you found something good to